Hi guys, so I'll be answering this question: why does the upper method output an error when used on a Pandas series? Now the upper method, which is the upper method, cannot be used directly on a Pandas series. It cannot, because it is a string method. Yes, so it cannot be used on a Pandas series. Now, a Pandas series is a one-dimensional array object, and a string is basically can be used because a string method can be applied because it's simply it's just directly applicable to the string object. But it's a Pandas series, so it's not possible. So I get it that you want to make everything inside of a Pandas series, be in uppercase. So I'll basically simulate that just to put some context to it. So here is why that cannot happen. So again, a Pandas series is a one-dimensional array object, right? Now, so let's get that. So right now I think I have do I have the Titanic data here? Let me see if I do. Yes, I have the Titanic data here. And again, the Titanic data is a Pandas data frame. So you can see that. Now, for those who are new, for me to do this, I'll typically have to import. I'll have to import the Pandas data frame, the Pandas package. To do that, I'll say Pandas, import Pandas as PD and give it an alias, right? And then I also have to have the Titanic CSV data set in my directory. So that's why I have this. And if I have that in my directory, then I can go ahead and say Titanic data underscore data. Then I'll use the pd.readcsv. CS, right? I have to use this, right? So with this, I can use this, and then I'll basically call the data set. So if there's a data set and it's basically the Titanic data set, I'll basically find that. So you see here, I'll definitely have it, and it's train. That's what it is here. So it's a train.csv, and I'll basically call on that. Look at that. And then that can work. So with this, I can now call on this, and then it works. So now the next thing is to ask, why did this question pop up? Now the question popped up because a user did this and got a series, and a series is one-dimensional. See that, like one-dimensional array, while the Pandas data frame is two-dimensional, row and column. So I'm just going to look at the sex column here, right? The sex column here. Now, with this, I can basically say I want to check unique values. You see, so this user got confused and was like, I can use unique, right? I can use unique here, but apparently, why can't I use upper, right? So here I put upper, and then there's an error, there's an attribute error, right? Now, so typically you can do that because or attribute works for a Pandas series, and what it does is it extracts the unique objects inside that row. So that's what happens. But if you want to use the upper method, which is a string method, you would have to do something different, this is what you have to do. You could basically put this, you can basically say Titanic underscore data underscore sex, and inside of it you would simply now create the Titanic data and then create sex here. So I've stored it here. So you can see that I've stored this Pandas series in here. Now I can now say Titanic, which is basically this series, and then I say dot string dot upper. Right, that way if I run this, you can now see that this works. So this is one way you can make use of the upper method on a Pandas series, right? But typically for the upper method, you use it for a string, and the string is basically this. I have name and I put my name in here, and I can basically have name dot upper, and that will typically bring out this name as an uppercase. But in this case, if you want to make use of it in a series, you can basically sort of convert it, so to speak. It's called a string accessor. Now you use that, a string accessor on it, and then it allows you to apply a string function to the elements inside this series. So again, take your time, watch this. These are a few errors learners can come up with as they transition through the learning curve in data analysis or data science.